Thank you, Cathaoirleach, and Senator McDowell. You just took everything I wanted to say. It's all gone. My speech is finished. Let's go back to the start of my relationship with Billy. Billy had a relationship with my brother. My brother bought the 12 Pins Hotel off Billy when Billy was emigrating. So my brother knew Billy very well. In 2016, I spotted a notice that Enda Kenny was about to appoint a guy living in Chicago to the Senate. And not being one to be shy with Twitter, I put out a tweet about how outrageous this was. What a waste of a seat. Taking some yank over here to fill a seat in the Senate. Billy pulls into the car park with Anne, and they get out of the car and they're walking across. That morning, just before I saw Billy, I got a phone call from my brother. What sort of a clown are you? What are you doing? Billy Lawless. How could you say that about Billy Lawless? So I see Billy walking towards me and I thought I'd better apologise, get the kick in first. And just as I was about to speak, Billy said, I know all about you. And he sort of put me back in my box. But everything that had been said here about Billy. Billy was incredible in the way he could mix with anybody in this house, irrespective of party allegiance, irrespective of who they were, visitors coming into the house. He towered over the place. He was an enormous man, so he was. But he was a Galwegian, and that Galwegian side of him came out, and how proud he was when he got Freeman of Galway, how proud he was when the university recognised him. How proud he was, as Senator McDowell said, of his family. And with respect to his family, Billy invited a number of us to go and visit Chicago for St. Patrick's. And we thought this was going to be a really good gig. Go over and live it up in Chicago. Great idea. So we went. Billy met us at the airport at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And we did not stop working until 12 o'clock that night. And Billy was back in the hotel at 8 o'clock the following morning, and it was mass, followed by a meeting with the mayor, followed by a meeting with Kennedy, one of the Kennedys, followed by the governor of Illinois. At the end of the day, I was absolutely shattered. And then he thought that a good thing for us to do would be to participate in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. He walked us through Chicago in the freezing weather. And he thought it was a great idea. And it was a great idea. It truly was a great idea. But Billy approached me at one stage. He approached all of the group when he wanted to introduce a piece of legislation which would lift the ban on having alcohol served on Good Friday. And he asked me, would I sign the piece of legislation? I said I'd be happy to sign it, and I did. And what you don't know, Anne, is after the COVID struck the world, I got an email from a woman in Galway. And I'm always sorry I didn't keep it, because she said, I hope yourself and Lawless are proud of yourselves, having brought a pandemic on the world, having done away with drinking on Good Friday. So we'll take that with us as we go. But that was the kind of character he was. He was able to bring a piece of legislation like that that was sensitive. He was able to bring it into this house, get it passed in this house, get it passed in the Dáil, and get it signed by another half-Galwegian, Michael D. And that's the kind of character he was. That's what he did. That was his way of working. But interestingly enough, when I look at his background in Galway, particularly as an oarsman with the tribesmen, he was incredible. And the people he mixed with, if you meet them today, they'll still talk about Billy and what a tremendous oarsman he was. But his daughter also had the scholarship for rowing, and Billy was extremely proud of that, so he was. So he told me at one stage after he left the Senate that he was going back rowing. I don't know if he did. And if he did, I don't know, did they have a boat big enough for him to get into? Because certainly he was a tower of a man. But Anne, I know that you miss him. I know how much he meant to you. I know how the two of you got on together. I know I saw you in Chicago and how kind you were to my wife, Helen. And the way we all got on over there, it was just incredible. And as Michael has just pointed out a few minutes ago, it's sort of hard to believe that he's not at the end of a phone. It's sort of hard to believe that I won't find him sitting in the corner of the Doyle bar when you go in. He did say to me one time, after me pointing out how ridiculous it was appointing a senator from Chicago, I think he was about a year in, and I walked into the bar one night and he said, "Hey, Croc, come over here." And I went over and I said, "Yes, Billy." "Well," he said, "what about my attendance now?" And Billy, I think, had greater attendance in this house than many people that live in Dublin, let alone anywhere else. He was dedicated 100% to the political position he had been appointed to. He was dedicated to building a relationship with the United States, and you could pick up the phone to him when you got word of somebody in the US in trouble. Billy would immediately react. So, Anne, I am deeply sorry for you. I am deeply sorry for the family. A great man, a great Galwegian. I'm so proud that I had a chance to know him. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Anne.
Anish.